Hey Lust fam, welcome back to our channel. This is Lust Brands, which as you know by now stands for Love Yourself. And our motto is Curly Hair Simplified. Now, if you've been following our social media channels for a while, or you've seen our ads on Facebook or Instagram, you've probably seen us preach Curly Hair Simplified. And today I am here to talk to you about what we mean by Curly Hair Simplified. And in doing so, I'm going to go back and talk to you about my own curly hair journey, what caused me to basically create a hair care line from the ground up, why I was frustrated by everything I was seeing in the curly hair space, and what I believe, what I learned in the research process, and kind of talk about our core product line, our extension products that we added last year in 2019, and the why behind everything, including ingredients. So yeah, let's dive in. A little bit about me. I am Sahar. I am, how old am I? Almost 39, and I've been buying hair products since I was 15 years old. So prior to that, my mom always used to straighten my hair, and then when I entered like grade 10 in high school, I was like, oh, wait a second, I think my hair is curly. And with my first part-time job, I walked into a drugstore and bought gel. And that was the beginning of my curly hair journey. So when I started formulating products for Lust, I was 35. This is going back to 2015, 2016. And, after 20 years of buying hair care products and trying everything on the market, I was frustrated because nothing really worked on my hair. There was no all-in-one product that got my curls to do this pretty much. I was tired of layering products on my hair, and I was tired of brands telling me that my hair was something to be tamed or managed or controlled. So I felt that hair care companies were making my hair seem like some sort of problem that needed to be fixed in order to sell me more and more and more products. And I was fed up. So I basically started researching how to start a hair care brand. And I started researching every ingredient under the sun, speaking to chemists, calling labs, and really being like, what is in this stuff? What does this ingredient do to hair? What works? What doesn't work? And how do we strip away all of the marketing BS and just make products that actually work? They're simple, they're safe, and they're effective. So that was that in 2016. And basically I commissioned 4 labs, 2 in Canada, 2 in US, to start making formulations for me. And I gave them a list of ingredients that in my research I found to be the harshest. These included the typical stuff that you guys all know, the sulfates, the silicones, but also things that I didn't realize were harmful, like mineral oil, DEAs, phthalates, propylene glycol, and all of these ingredients that in my research and talking to chemists and talking to dermatologists and experts, I found to be the most harmful. So I said, hey labs, make me formulas that are simple to use. They don't include these ingredients, they include these ingredients, and they do this to my curls. And that started a 6-month process of me pretty much washing my hair every single day with different formulas from different labs. Every curly girl knows you shouldn't wash your hair every day, and I washed my hair every single day. And it was hard. It was hard making an all-in-one product that was free of all these synthetic products and ingredients and then still worked. But, after iterating and working with these labs and sitting in the labs and working with the chemists, we finally did it. And we created this all-in-one styling product that pretty much does this. It's meant to hydrate your hair, style your curls, not to create the perfect curl. Like I was never on a quest to create the perfect curl. I just wanted my hair care routine to be simplified because prior to Lust, I was waking up an hour and a half every single morning earlier than I needed to just to do my hair. It was insane. Like for work, for school, for everything. I was waking up at, an hour and a half earlier than I actually needed to wake up just to wash my hair, condition it, apply 3 or 4 or 5 different products on my hair, diffuse it just so I could have nice hair for 1 or 2 days. So I wanted a product line that allowed me to wash my hair, simplify it, use one styling product, and extend my wash cycle. And I wanted something that left my hair just feeling like hair. So it doesn't have any crunch, it's soft, it feels natural, and it just lets me move on with my life. So you can ignore these products for a second here. These are additional products that we added last year based on what the community asked me to create. So we launched in, I'm gonna move these to the side here. We launched in 2017 with this 3-step system. It is really simple. It is a shampoo, a conditioner, and an all-in-one styling product. Now, In 2016, when I was formulating Lust, I was looking at what's going on in social media, and there was this whole trend in the curly hair space of don't shampoo your hair. Like, shampoo was a scary word for curly girls. And it was the era of, and it still is, the era of co-washing and, using no sulfates in your products and no shampoos, and, essentially people being told that they shouldn't be washing their hair at all, that they should be washing their hair with a conditioner. Now, all of the scientists and chemists and dermatologists that I talked to in my personal research kind of went against this. They said, look, there's no scientific evidence that shampooing your hair is actually bad for your hair. And exactly the opposite is true, in that you need to cleanse your hair. Now, everyone's wash cycle is different. Some people need to wash every 2 days. Some people need to wash every week. But at least once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever your personal wash cycle is, your routine needs to include a cleanse. And again, we could have come up with a fancy name for this product, called it a cleanse, called it some other marketing coin term. We called it a shampoo because it's a shampoo that has a surfactant, sulfate-free, but it has a surfactant to pull the oil, the dirt, the grime away from your scalp and your hair. And then we layered in shea butter and moringa oil to add moisture back in. Our shampoo is one of our most expensive to manufacture because of that dual process of having something in there that's pulling out the dirt and the grime, and then adding in moisture, so you're not stripping your hair of essential nutrients. Now, again, I use the word shampoo, and when we first launched, there were people in the community that were like, oh, Lust has a shampoo and they're not curly girl friendly. And that's just not true. Not my belief anyway. For my entire life, I have shampooed my hair. I haven't always used sulfate-free shampoos. I started using sulfate-free shampoos even before formulating Lust. But since 2016 of starting to formulate for Lust, my own personal routine, unless I'm trying new formulas in my hair, I shampoo my hair, I condition and detangle my hair, and I add one styling product. That's it. And I wash my hair every 5 to 7 days. That's it. So 2016, we are now in 2020. That's 4 years of my hair care routine being just this. It's my personal belief that some people are just doing too much to their hair. Again, my belief and what I learned in speaking to chemists and labs and dermatologists is not washing your hair, like not cleansing your scalp from time to time, and clearing your scalp of everything that could clog your pores could actually be really dangerous to your scalp health. And that's why in formulating the line and deciding what ingredients and what products to include in the line, we just came up with these three, because you don't need anything else. I don't need anything else. And why would I sell people something that I don't personally need or use? So shampooing your hair with something that's gentle, safe, and effective gives your scalp a clean start every single wash cycle. And I never, ever, ever do my wash cycle without step one. So I think it's a critical step in the process. Then our conditioner is meant to detangle and hydrate your hair. Now, again, in the community, some people say, oh, you should leave a little bit of your conditioner in your hair. You should sleep with your conditioner in. We don't believe that. We don't preach that. We say rinse your conditioner thoroughly out of your hair. And the reason for that is because conditioning agents, when you're just piling emollients on top of emollient on top of conditioner, you're gonna block your hair follicles, and that's not healthy for your scalp or for your hair. So every step is there for a purpose. The shampoo is meant to clean your hair. The conditioner is meant to add moisture, condition your hair, and detangle your hair, and you rinse all of that out. And then you have one styling product, and we formulated a different styling product for different hair types. That again was based on research that I did using real people, my own friends and family in the city, then test subjects as we call them, and they would try the products, give me feedback. I would go back to the labs and reformulate. But we boiled it down to an all-in-one 4 different hair types. I go back and forth between our curly and our kinky coily, and that's the only change I make in my hair routine. So that was the why between choosing these 3 products and only these 3 products in our line. Back then, I remember some brands boasting about, we have 150 products in our line. And I just thought, I don't need 150 products. Like, why do I need 150 products? So we boiled it down to 3 to take the thinking out of it for our customers. And then it came down to what ingredients do we include in the line? We already had a list of 3 of ingredients. And I, like most of you, I was really big into the organic space. For a while, I would only shop at organic like grocery stores and health food stores, and everything I bought had to be organic, had to be natural. And I Googled, in order to learn, I would Google or I would go on social media and I would try to learn about ingredients like everyone else does. But in speaking to our chemists, there were certain ingredients and actives that they told me, hey, you need this ingredient in your line for nothing else but consumer safety. So for example, sometimes you'll look at our ingredient list and you'll see words like, ethyl hexylglycerin. And that's a word that I couldn't even pronounce before founding Lust, and it just sounds scary. And if you Google some ingredients, it's, everything causes cancer. And I told my lab, I'm like, I don't want to include that product, that ingredient in our line because, people are going to Google it and they're going to think it's a chemical and they're going to think it's dangerous. And my labs and my head of R&D said, look, like, are you trying to just make a marketing claim or are you trying to make products that work and are safe? And in learning this, I had to be lenient as far as making a free of line, getting rid of the harsh stuff as much as possible, but still keeping the ingredients in there that we needed for safety. So when we first formulated the line, we had one preservative in there that, for example, this preservative was meant to protect the product against bacterial contamination. Later on, my R&D chemist said, look, we need to add this other preservative. It's a blend and it protects the product against viral contamination as well as bacterial. Now, like, who would think that hair products are prone to contamination from viruses? I never knew that. It was news to me. It was scary when I learned everything that we do to contaminate our own products. So if you've ever used a product in a jar, and you can imagine most, pretty much all hair and skin products, the base is water. So you have a product in a jar, you're leaving it open, your hands are wet from applying product to your hair, and you're putting your wet, dirty hands back into the jar, leaving drops of water in there, diluting the preservative that's probably already in there, putting a cap on it, and that is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. So what I learned in formulating this line was like really gross to me, and I was, as much as I want to play in the organic and natural space, safety always trumped marketing and sales for us. So if a chemist and an expert said, you need to include this ingredient in your line because it's going to make your product safer, then that's when I folded as the brand owner. I said safety above everything else. So right from the beginning, we partnered with manufacturing facilities that were GMP compliant, FDA registered, Health Canada registered. Every single product is registered with Health Canada. We manufacture everything here in Canada. So we register everything with Health Canada, including the range of ingredients. So when you look at ingredients on different labels, some of them, they might look, oh, it sounds like a chemical and it's scary, but in the right percentages and as long as they are approved by Health Canada and the FDA, some of these things are there for your protection. And that's what I can say about the ingredients in the line. So we came out with this line and that was it. Shampoo, conditioner, all in one. That's all I personally use in my hair. And then as the community grew, people started asking me, Sahar, are you gonna make a gel? Sahar, are you gonna make a hairspray, a mousse, a this, a that? And my answer was always no, because there's plenty of these products already on the market. I don't want to make more products just for the sake of selling people stuff they don't need. I don't personally use a gel or a mousse or a cream or this or that, anything else in my hair. Like, this is it. You can see my hair is actually pretty long. It coils up because it is healthy, like, so my hair is really long. It's down to my back and it coils up because it's healthy. I know some people in the community, they don't like the shrinkage, but for me, it's, I like when my curls actually coil because it signifies health to me, right? So anyway, I only use these products, and then there was one product that I put in the community just because people were asking for it, and that was our hair perfume. And that's really because most of the people that bought our products in the first year, they love the scent of the product, and they message us on social media saying, hey, where do I buy your fragrance? I love the scent, I love the scent. So I thought, okay, let's make an alcohol-free, phthalate-free hair perfume for the in-between wash days so you can just refresh your hair, have a fresh scent, and it uses our signature line from the Love Your Curls, the signature scent from the Love Your Curls line. Now, you don't need a hair perfume. I don't use hair perfume in my everyday routine. If I'm traveling, sometimes to mask orders when I cook, this is an occasional product. It's not something you need. These two products here, we also launched last year based on your demand. You guys asked for a repair formula, like a deep condition. And I went live on our Facebook channel and I said, okay, before I start formulating new products, tell me why I should make this product. Like, what's already on the market? What have you guys tried? What's your pain points? How can I make it better? And one of the things that the community asked for was a product that comes in a pump. I'm 100% in line with packaging that's clean. It leaves for safer use. It leaves for better use. And pumps may not always be the best experience when you're using a thick cream. Like our deep conditioner is really, really rich and thick. So sometimes it might be harder to get a product out with a pump. But again, the choice in packaging is based on consumer safety. I really believe when you make products in jars, it leads to contamination. Not safe. We don't do that. That's why everything comes in closed packaging. Even if it means it's a little bit harder to get it out, you're safe, you use exactly the amount you want. So we created this deep condition and repair formula, and the innovation behind this one is you don't need heat and it works in minutes. So those are the two big pain points that the community told me was, I don't have time to deep condition, I don't want to put something on in the shower, get out and put a cap on and apply heat. So again, we wanted to simplify the curly hair care with a product that you don't use all the time. This is another product that you would use on an as-need basis. If you've color damaged your hair, you've straightened your hair for years, you've bleached your hair. I mean, I had bleached blonde hair when I was a kid, and it took years for me to regain the vitality and health of my curls. So this is aimed to help speed up that recovery process. It still takes time. There's no overnight miracle cure, not even with our line. So again, this is something that you apply in the shower once a week or once every other week, depending on the health of your hair, and you rinse it out completely. And then this oil, I made another video on the elixir oil, so if you want to know the details of this oil, check that video out. But long story short, I wanted an oil that I could use on my hair, on my skin, on my nails, again, to simplify my own beauty routine, whether it's hair, skin, or nails. I wanted something that was pure and simple. So that's it. This is our hair care line. We don't have 150 products. We will never have 150 products for hair care. And the why behind that is you don't need them. I personally believe people are doing too much to their hair, to their face, to their skin. So my curly haired friends and family and sisters and brothers out there, my message to you today is to please, please, please simplify your curly hair care. Whether it's through our line or any of the other great options out there, find a product line that's simple, that works for you and your curls, because different products work different on different hair types. So if it's not our line, find something that works for your curls and just stick to it and simplify it. And that's it. Any questions, as always, we're here. We are a team of fellow curly-haired girls and guys, and we're here to answer your questions. So hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're finding us, message us. We've got a team of real curly-haired people here ready to answer your questions. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.